Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of a new series that we thought up. It's a series where we compare
two players,
whether they're legends,
goalies, or players, or whatever. We take arguments that people usually argue about a lot, and we just give our perspective on them.
Yeah. Once again, we just made a Sidney Crosby and Ovechkin one that didn't work out.
Yeah, that one didn't really work out. I guess we may do that one again later, because some of you guys really may want to see our perspective on that, because that's a pretty big issue these days.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to and this will be our first installment, and we may do Crosby and Ovechkin later on, but this is going to be our actual first installment, and it's, another really big argument. This one is Wayne Gretzky versus Mario Lemieux.
Now, I'm going to be taking defense of Wayne Gretzky, the great one, number 99, and
I will be taking defense of Mario Lemieux.
Yeah, okay. So you start off?
I'll start off. Firstly, the pros for Mario Lemieux. Well, first off, I think he's a much better goal scorer too. I mean, Wayne Gretzky did score the most goals ever, I know, blah, blah, blah. But Mario Lemieux's up there, and if you look at the stats, Mario Lemieux played way, way less games than Gretzky. He missed so much because of back problems and cancer. And, he was still up there among the top scorers in the world. I believe he got around 1,600 points. And imagine what he could have done if he had played as many games as Gretzky. Because Gretzky played 20 full seasons. Mario Lemieux didn't, I don't even believe he played 5 full seasons. I know he's played at least 5 seasons, but I don't believe, any of them were really complete 82 games, 80 games, whatever they played. And against Gretzky, well, still, there's not really much to argue. I mean, he is the great one, but I suppose he was on a really good team, too. And Mario Lemieux joined a team that sucked. To be honest, the Penguins sucked, and he brought them to the Cup. He did it. And, yeah, but I can't just go hating on Wayne Gretzky. Even though I do believe he could have taken more shots, I don't think he took enough chances, because he did have a nice shot, but I don't really think he took advantage of everything he had. I really believe that if he had taken full advantage of his talent, then he could have notched at least 3,000 points. That's the only bad thing I can think about Gretzky, is that he didn't take full advantage of his talent. And I know a lot of you are going to be arguing against me on that, but that's just my opinion.
Alright, well, what I've just been thinking about when you were talking about that is just Wayne Gretzky, the ultimate point scorer. I mean, I don't want to be picking on my own player here, but I mean, think about it. He played for so many different teams. I'm not even
played for 4 different teams.
Well, what?
He played for 4 teams, and just another argument here in favor of Mario Lemieux is that he spent his entire career with a single team, and that single team sucked for most of his career. It sucked. They won 2 Stanley Cups, and that was because of Mario Lemieux. They won those cups because of him, because he was such a great player. Wayne Gretzky got onto the Edmonton Oilers, and the Edmonton Oilers were probably the greatest team in that decade.
Alright, just give me 1 second, guys. 1 second.
To be honest, guys, I have no idea where he went.
Pardon that brief intermission, guys.
Oh.
Alright, so, I mean, it's
now
just...
it's your turn to argue. What do you have to say in defense of Wayne Gretzky, and what bad about Mario Lemieux?
I mean, these are 2 magnificent players. It's just...
2 of the greatest players ever, actually, I believe. And that's really what we're arguing right here.
I don't see how you can pick on either of them. It's just... if I were Mary Lemieux, if the Penguins would have been able to let go of him, I'm sure he could have expressed his talent way more, but if he could have just taken advantage of the fact that he could have left the Penguins, which sucked back then, like they started from the bottom and now they're at the top, actually. It's just
literally.
They just sucked really bad. But do you think Lemieux could have been traded? Do you think he would have taken the opportunity, or do you think he was just too nice to like?
No, I seriously believe if he had been given the opportunity, he would have gotten traded. Because I'm sure he knew in his mind that this team was not good enough for him.
Yeah, it's true. I think he's probably having trouble sleeping. He's probably thinking about like he.
Oh God, I wish I had gotten traded. But anyways, enough about the good for Mario Lemieux, the pros for him. What do you think are the cons against Mario Lemieux?
Against Mary Lemieux, it's very hard. It's one, like, he should have taken advantage of the fact he could have left Pittsburgh if he weren't, like, too just, I mean, he is a nice guy, obviously. Like, he
could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, he could have gotten so much further in his career if it weren't for, you know, cancer.
So you believe that he wasn't really smart enough to get himself traded. He didn't realize that.
Well, he's a big boy, not only judging by his facts on, like, NHL 06, but still, like, he knew what he was doing. I think he could have taken better advantage of, like...
Better career choices.
Yeah, like, he only played for Pittsburgh, right? It's just...
Yeah. What do you think are the pros for Wayne Gretzky?
Wayne Gretzky is just... all around, what can you say? Just the best player ever, maybe. I mean, this is an argument that you might hear often. I mean, you might even...
It's one that you would hear basically everywhere. Who's the greatest player of all time? Is it Bobby Orr? I don't know.
You guys might... Oh my God, some dude's calling you with the number 1 billion.
What?
There's some dude's calling you and his number is 100. Like, his number is actually like a bunch of zeros. It's just...
Oh, wow.
Anyways.
So, you got anything else for Wayne Gretzky?
I don't know. It's just he's kind of a... I don't know. I
mean, not to go against my own guy, not going against Lemieux. I do believe he's an amazing player. I believe he's one of the greatest players of all time, and I do believe he could have gotten at least 2,000 points had he played a full career. Maybe more. Maybe even 2,500. But the one thing that Gretzky had that Mario Lemieux struggled in more than him, I'm not saying he wasn't one. In today's game, he would have been considered one of the greatest of these, but still, Gretzky was way better than him in one aspect. And that's Gretzky was a much better playmaker. Gretzky, in my belief, is the best playmaker ever.
All those behind the net plays and his
Over
office.
Almost 2,000 assists.
It just, some people say that, I heard somebody at school the other day say that Gretzky's the same as Crosby, doesn't pass at all. Jeez, that's horrible. Like, look at his stats. I mean...
Yeah. Well, those are our perspectives. Think what you wish, but we just wanted to share our opinions with you guys. And I guess that'll be it for this episode.
Well, last question here. Was Lemieux... I can't really tell. Was Lemieux really, like, a tough guy? Was he really a hitter, or was he just a playmaker?
I don't believe he was actually a playmaker. Like, he could make plays, but he was a big guy.
Yeah.
He was big, but he didn't hit all the time. But when he did, my God, did that shake the arena or what?
I know, it was just...
He could hit like a bulldozer. He was huge. That's one thing that Mario Lemieux had that Gretzky didn't have. He was huge.
Yeah, Gretzky was kind of scrawny. He was kind of a little guy.
Gretzky, like, I think one guy that's kind of like Gretzky, that's not even close as good as Gretzky, but one guy that's kind of like Gretzky is Martin St. Louis. They were both small, but they were both excellent playmakers.
Alright, so I think that's good. We're coming up on...
That'll wrap up our first episode of Player versus Player Analysis, and we'll see you next time on Talk Hockey TV.
Alright, just about 10 minutes solid. Thanks, guys. And stay tuned. You might be seeing some great people next time. Alright, bye.
See ya!